Start. It is 6:10 p.m. Of Abu Dhabi, and it should be 7:40 p.m. in India. Today is 15th of June 2024, and our topic of discussion today is life path and role of simplicity in our lives. So there is a question in the group regarding what role the simplicity play in our lives. So we commented that we'll discuss in detail, and also there is further other questions I commonly receive regarding the life path, what life path we follow, and what is soul's plan, what is destiny, and what is. Can we change anything? We cannot change anything. And what is changed, then how it is to be changed, and things like that. So we'll explain into detail. And that is also some important thing. It's called timeline. So I will just discuss. It is not completely new topic here in the group. We discussed it earlier a little bit, but it is the different aspects of the things we'll discuss. And based on that, ultimately, whatever the simplicity and the spiritual significance of that. So that all we'll discuss today. Okay, so let us start with the first point. First is life's purpose, soul's plan, and destiny. So this just I to start the framework, that broader picture, that what is the purpose of our life. All of us, even though we know it or don't know it in the beginning or normally, we all come with some life mission or purpose. This life, it is not meaningless. It is not like mechanical way of getting birth and then grown up child and then study, become adult and join some work and then get married, have children, and then the middle age, and finally then completes different job work experiences and other things. Then you retire and then take care of the children, they're grown up, support them, etc., follow, and finally then some disease comes and in the old age, and we have to get a more frequent over when the age grows, and finally one day that's it, that life ends, and that is a normal cycle for everybody. And many of us actually wondering that what is this all about? So in search of those answers, the Siddhartha, become Buddha, Gautam Buddha. He left his house looking at Jara, Vyadhi, and Mrityu, means old age and disease and death. These three truths shaken him up from his core, being a prince, and that is the time he left to know the meaning of life, to search for the truth. He left his home and then meditated and finally become enlightened, but Buddha. But today we will be discussing, this is not about that, your aging and diseases and death. These are the truth, but this is not all about life. Life this is a part of it. It's a part of the journey which we cannot avoid. But our life purpose is completely different set. So when we take birth with something our soul has decided for us into this lifetime. That decision is made based on our past lives. Whatever we had in the past. So based on that, we need to decide, and this soul's plan has two parts in it. Yes, past lives. Also, it to have some new experience, like whatever earlier lifetime we had, we need to add on, get enriched into some more experiences. So two things parallelly run here. One is that in the past life, particularly past life karma, if we have karmic balance have been disturbed, then we create a karmic account. If the balance is on the credit side, we reap benefit in this lifetime. If the karmic things what we did in our past lives become negative, then we have to repay in this life. So in that case, it's the account settlement. So that is all our karmic accounts, whatever we had in the past life, our soul plans it such a way that we get to exhaust all those karmas as quickly as possible. So when the lifetime is designed, different things have been planted into our life by design, so that we experience those, and idea is to come out of that. Suppose we have stolen some money from somebody, then this life we get opportunity to repay that back. We get some situation happens, we donate some money or pay some money and all those things, and don't take it back again. So that way it settles that past life karma, and then we are coming out of that. So there is no further obligation. Soul basically tries to help us to come out of the debt. So, like suppose I am in a habit of taking too much of, bank loan, credit card loan, and things like that, and enjoying life, saying that okay, fine, I have a right to take the loan, and bank is offering, why not? I can use my credit card, do that. Maybe at the young age we do a lot of such things, but maybe our father is guiding us, ki beta, don't take, keep on taking the loans, and you will fall into the debt cycle, or cumulative debt, and you will be very difficult to get out of it. So just minimize or optimize your lifestyle and try not to go into the debt cycle, or keep on taking money from others, or debt from bank or credit card. Rather, you try to repay, whatever you have, all EMI, calculate in such a way that whatever your monthly income, some part you can comfortably repay whatever you had, and don't take any new one until you finish the old ones. Exactly, this is advice, so that in this case, what father wants the child, that it is the child should not go into the bigger troubles, whether it will be could not pay the debt, and maybe bank will be behind them, and maybe some police case can happen, and that life will be completely troublesome. So in this case, so from that point of view, it is wise advice from our elder, maybe in this case father, is saying that you repay whatever you've taken. Then once you repaid everything, you are free, and that is the time to enjoy life. That you are no longer obligated to anyone to pay anything, because you repaid whatever was there earlier. Exactly same logic happens at the time of taking birth. Our soul designed it such a way, whatever our past lives karmas, we repay and finish it off, like we settle it, so that we get liberated out of it. No longer we are bound by that. So we already had human life, about 700 human lives, and before that other animal and plant and things like that. But there's so many lifetimes, so many time, and like each and every life has so many childhood and young age and adulthood, and all those many phases of life. We might have done many karmas. So all those things, one life ends, and before the next life starts, the soul planned it such a way, maximum number of repayment you can do it in this life. So that is one of the major thing. so many previous lifetimes. So it is not easy. It takes long time, and many things have supposed to happen to make those things neutralize. So those is major part of the plan. But another one I was telling, the soul may have something on its own to experience, some new thing, new way of dealing things, or new challenges to overcome and empower ourselves. So those has nothing to do with karma. So those comes directly from the soul, and it gives it to us. We have been given all the power, all the knowledge required to meet those challenges, overcome them, and come out the other side, empowered with all the rich in experiences. Yeah. So it basically soul wants us to get experience. It only keep on giving us things whether we can face it and learn it and overcome it experientially. Knowledge wise, we knew at the soul level. Soul doesn't need any more knowledge. So only thing is adding to the kitty of our experiences. That's how it is planned. So when one birth is taken, then all become a part of the soul's plan, because that is how our plan is. And that soul's plan, what is two things taken into account, like our past karmas, past life karmas, and the additional things, what you try to face and learn experientially, that become our destiny. Means, and also, as I said, we come with the full package, full power, and all the background has been created for us by the soul to have that kind of experience. Suppose soul wants to experience to how independently you can earn money and empower yourselves and then spend wisely and this kind of thing. So then you will take very modest financial background family, so that you need to go for work. You don't have the plenty of wealth to sit down and not to go for work and things like that. Then it means if you have a lot of money, you will never go out for work. Look for work and try to get yourself educated to get better jobs or start some business or something like that. So definitely that will not be given to you. Means our soul only. It is soul level. It is our higher self who is planning for us so that we can have that experience. So it is like, again, if it is, I'm taking the father as father-son with this comparison, our father maybe doesn't want to give you all the luxury in the beginning of the childhood so that you become spoiled. So you need to face this and earn it. I think there is a story of Kumar Mangal Birla or something, the Birla family's son. Even though he was, one of the richest family in India, he has been asked to go to the school by taking public buses. Public buses and local trains and all those kind of things. So you need to go to school and come back. In the college days also same thing. Your father has a lot of money. The 10 cars he could have, afford, but he intentionally didn't give his son that kind of luxury so that he can face what normal people faces in life, and he can learn from it, understand that what is the common people go through, so that end of the day he become more empathetic, he become more sensitive towards the common people and take and enrich his own business decisions on that one. So this is a very wise step. Like that, our soul wants us not to give everything in the beginning, because we'll not ever learn unless until any obstacle comes or anything challenges comes. That way we can we have the intelligence and we have the physical power. We have to find it out, find the way out. Same here. Anyway, so the first point what I'm making is, when we incarnate, that becomes our destiny. Like which background, family background we will come, who will be the parents, means family background. What will be the financial status of the family? What we get in the life process, that is different, that we have to get it. But the background, base, will all defined by the our soul. Then what type of intellect we should have. Like if we choose something to learn which needs physical effort, and we have to do physical labor to uh, get some experience and knowledge, then our educational level intellect will bond with the lower, so that we don't go into the conflict when we are supposed to do the physical labor. On the other side, if you have to go for the very highly educated and you have to contribute to the society into some maybe scientific discoveries and things like that, then we come with a higher level of intellect, so that we become a scientist and research on that and find it out. And on this level, not only science, it can be in the financial things also. We can be very good at commercials and monies and numbers and all those things. We become famous like a big investor and follow the understand the trend of the market going up and down and business investment here and there. And this is a skill that we have, by birth. We can have something in us which will be comfortable in doing all this thing and ultimately become successful. Anyway, so all those things are the part of our soul's plan, and then it is when we take birth, that time, of course, the plan was not revealed to us. It is concealed, because again, for the same purpose, if we know everything in the beginning, what is going to happen in our lives, then we'll not get the experience. It is like going to watch a movie, knowing ditto all the stories in the beginning. You will not have the experience. You will not enjoy that movie. That is why that is a difference between, say, the cricket, maybe the live match and the recorded match. Okay, a lot of people, they go to live match. Why? Because you get the thrill. You don't know the result, what will happen. That thrill, that adventure, that experience you want. If it is something already recorded 1 year back and you are just seeing in the replay, you can still enjoy some, because game is happening, but the thrill is missing here. You know the result, who will do what, when somebody will out, maybe cricket I'm talking. So all those things are pre-known. So you don't have the thrill. What you have, just to see nice to see the game, and like to see how the shot was played and how they actually run that and things like that. There is a difference. So by design, it is concealed from you what is going to happen in our life. And then that creates a lot of uncertainties. Yeah, of course. And because the soul wants us to figure it out. How to figure it out? There comes the free will. We have been given free will. We can choose anything. How free will enact in our lives? In 3 areas: thoughts, words, and actions. Right now, whatever I'm going to think, it is completely under me, my free will. Nobody comes in between, not even any, God or deity or anybody comes. Even soul doesn't come in between. I can think anything right now. Words, whatever I'm going to say now, that's fully under my control, like that, under my free will. And whatever I'm going to do right now, that is also come under our free will, these 3 things. By using our intellect, the mind and intellect, and using these 3 things, faculty of thought, words, and actions, we need to figure it out, which direction we will be going. So many people, they say, why we are punished for these tough challenges, these things happening in our lives. The truth is, our soul only decided those kind of toughness and challenges in front of us. So we figure it out. Suppose we need to be, say, Olympic champion, gold medalist. Then we have to, say it is a run, say 100-meter run. I'm just giving for example. Then we have to practice ourselves, and maybe we have to, very early morning, you have to go to the track and field and run ourselves, find a good coach, learn from somebody, the previous earlier champions, go and meet with them, understand, get the tips, understand how they achieved it, take their advice, then you practice yourself. Maybe you want to change something of your food, type of food you take, or maybe if some of the habits you have to drop, maybe you have to drop smoking and things like that. So all this comes as a part of that challenge to meet that, to get into the Olympic gold medalist, the champion. So you need to do something. So how you will do it, that you need to figure it out. You cannot sitting down and thinking I'll be a Olympic champion, I will get some good coach, my health will be fine, and I will maybe have to travel somewhere for attending something camps, but money will automatically come. I need not to apply anywhere. It will never happen. Okay. So you have to take effort to apply for that and all those kind of things. So that's what I meant by you to figure it out. Okay. It is there. You will be achieving that. But how you will do that? You have been given free will. You are empowered to do it, but you've not been given in a platter. You take it. No. You will be given all the potential, all the capabilities, but you have to make it happen. And here comes your free will. So that make it happen. In fact, it is quite possible your soul has a planned something because you thought it's free will. So you thought, no, it doesn't work taking that particular step. Or maybe after you have a potential of being the Olympic gold medalist, but you at one point of time you decided, what's the point? I don't like running in every time and going here and there unnecessarily. Why I should run 5 kilometers a day, and why should I trouble my body? That thought will not let that ultimate Olympic gold medal happen. Yeah. So there is other ways to do. The soul shift that to the next life when the next opportunity comes. But here you decided not to pursue that. Okay, that's your free will. All right. So this is how it plays out. So free will, and there is something called timeline. Okay. So timeline. Just let me explain you into little detail how it works. That soul's plan you understood. So soul's plan, and what is the next free will. So soul's plan, life path, and free will you already understood. Now let me give you the timeline. Timelines are called the possibilities. There are multiple possibilities. As I'm saying earlier example, that there is a possibility of potential of being myself, maybe the Olympic champion. But whether to happen or not depends upon my free will, my decisions, my preparedness and willingness to go forward, right? So it depends on that. So in this case, the free will has an impact on what ultimately happen. Plan is there, but when the plan is executed, how many percentage of it executed, how fast that will be implemented, all these kind of things are called the timelines. Timeline means all the possibilities, maybe thousands of possibilities are possible, achievable. But based on our decisions, we have to take the timeline. Let us understand this way. Suppose we need to go for, say, holiday in the weekend. You have to go holiday. Maybe say I have a car, I could take it out and I have to go spend the weekend. So, which direction I will move? Take my car. It's my free will. I can drive anywhere. So, which direction? That will decide which destination will ultimately reach. How fast I drive, how less I take a break, or thing like that, that determines how far I can go in a single day or single drive and all those things. And also it is involved how quickly I finish that my immediate target. That depends how many targets. Maybe within 2 days, I can visit 4 places. That depends how quickly I reach to the first one. I finish maybe visiting few places, visiting that, go to the next day, night stay, then another travel and trip all around. So I'm maybe wake up early. I wake up at maybe 6 o'clock, and 6 o'clock to say up to 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm just moving here and there, seeing different places. So that means that maybe one city, one place, that I seen all the places by the whole day, because I started early, ended late in the evening. Wherever I need to go, I went. Maybe some places I have to fall in a queue, buy the ticket, etc. All were possible because I started early. But if I get up and take breakfast, I think about it, and okay, somehow 10:30 I gone out. And then after going one or two places, I'm feeling hungry. So maybe 1 p.m. I went to a restaurant, have a very full lot of good food, and then feeling a little sleepy. I dozed off for 1 or 2 hours, then get up, and so 3 o'clock, like to go out here and there. Oh, become dark, let us go. So if my approach is like that, then definitely I cannot, even the whole 2 days, I cannot finish a single place. So I'm just giving some analogy to understand our approach decides these three things. We are going, we are driving, but how much we can cover, that depends upon our approach. So these differences are called the timelines. Like we are, of course, we went for two days, weekend holidays out someplace. I am driving, so how fast I can go there, and how fast I can cover them, and that all this depends upon that what will be my experience. So if I like to take maximum, do fast and do all, I'm active, I'm not taking breaks too long, not spending too much time on the way, because that is not my priority. Taking midday break or having big food and sit down somewhere and take rest, not to go after sunset, etc. Then my scope will be very, very limited. Yeah. So same here. So that means for the same weekend outing, there are different possibilities. So these are called the timelines. So this is the timeline. You've gone out, you had some weekly break. So that event is there. So this is how our soul plan is. Suppose this weekend tour is our soul's plan, but the outcome may be different based on the free will choices we make and how enact upon it. How much we are putting our effort in, based on that the outcome will be. That will be the different experiences that will come back with the same time limit of 2 days. So this is what his timeline is. So free will decides three things. That is our next point. So just I try to make you understand. So for easy to remember the timeline impacts, I give it something VVV, just some synonymous letters to understand it. First is the velocity, velocity or speed. How fast we can cover what is there in our plan. So, as I was mentioning, that if I'm, serious in driving and all those things, so then I can reach my destination much, much faster. So, suppose I have to maybe go a place which is 200 kilometers away. So, if I drive, suppose in India, maybe I will reach there by 3 hours time. But if I drive very slowly, it will take a whole day to reach there. When I reach to that 200 kilometers away someplace, I will not find anything. That day is gone, the only travel. So then velocity matters. So velocity changes what experience I will have it. Then second is about the variety. So we can add many points in the same time frame. If we have the velocity and how many things we wanted to do, here our free will also comes. If I go and visit one place in one day and then sit down rest of the time at the hotel or home and something, then of course there will be no variety. We get only one. But if I'm looking to add more and more, as much as possible, then I will be enriched with that. So I go fast, reach there, and again try to see as many things as possible. Maybe in this variety thing, we study and come to know about, see the website and where people went, what are the popular destinations of that place I'm visiting. So some people give a remarks of, okay, they say, okay, these 8 places are very good place to see in that area. So I try to cover that, all that 8 places, what I learned, that is a variety, different. Maybe you visited a zoo, then a museum, then the mall, and then some big monument is there. You visited that. All this different variety you can add into the same visit. If you have that, if you plan it, approach it properly, you will have everything. Okay, that is the variety part of it. And then the vastness. Vastness is that how much detail you will go. Like, as for example, when we went there may be some museum is there. So in the museum, you just go and see the building, come back. That is also possible. And go inside and study what they wanted to show us. Then maybe you hire somebody, the guide or somebody, or buy a book to read about that history, before you approach there. Then you go, it will open up a lot of meaning. Otherwise, it is maybe few potteries and some jewelry and some old dresses and furnitures. Yeah. So you are not much interested. But if you take interest, suppose you buy a book which has that history of that particular stuff, you read. I'm just giving an example just to understand about with this tourism analogy. So how much knowledge you will get, what are the things you will go, how much deep you will go into it, that depends also on your willingness to go into that. So maybe one place you visited half an hour. So in that half an hour also, you can have a very in-depth, profound experiences. You can come to know about the history of that places, and there are many interesting things we come to know. If you're interested, then you ask the guide and read in the books, see what is written in some display, and read them. Don't skip them. Okay, read them, try to understand them, what was there, what they wanted to convey, which era of the history they are trying to demonstrate here. So once you have gone to that detail, then you will be enriched with a vast amount of experience. Yeah, that is what the thing is. So in the timeline, it is based on your free will. These 3 things impacts you, like the velocity, the variety, and the vastness. The detail. So it is also say, some masters say it is like speed, spread, and what is called that in-depth thing. I'm just getting out of my mind the scope. Yeah. So first is that speed, scope, and spread. This is also the call, but same thing. This is actually velocity, variety, and vastness. So this is what with the timeline impacts, and that is up to us. The free will, we can choose that. Okay. So this is about the timeline. So I hope you have understood that. Then let us come to our next point, what is about the analogy of life's journey as a Ferris wheel, because this we have to understand that when we start our life, many things comes into the play. So you can divide it like first you start the journey, okay, like in one particular life I'm saying. Then you educate yourself, get different skills, start earning, and then become self-sufficient, etc., etc. Those are the preparatory steps. Those preparatory steps help you to go into you are now there started contributing. You become a professional. You start working, then you start a job, then you change the job, go for a better job, or business, small business to greater business. Something you started on your just self-employed on your own, then you added 4 or 5 people, and then slowly it got 10, 20, then you become a owner of a big company, say 200 people and 500 people under you, and so on and so forth. then you can go into the business empire. So multiple companies under you. Yeah. So those are the kind of things. So those are getting you the professional attainment. Like you are attaining like for job, it's a better job, more responsibilities, more knowledge, more experience, thing like that. So this is started from the zero for you learn, and then you're contributing, and then start getting. So you reach at one point of time, you reach to the peak of whatever your profession, whatever your career, you have to reach to that. And in your life also, you reach to some place where you are fully established in life. You have all those things under control. You managed all your relationships and your earning and your savings and security, asset creation, whatever your aims are, or knowledge. You suppose you wanted to go for a very high level of knowledge, you have done the doctorate onto something, and all you finished, all you learned and contributed, so you reach to the peak. This giving also, after the peak also, then your efficiency, etc., start decreasing. You cannot give that much what you give in the young age. So, and you have to take care, maybe your health issues may come up, you have to take care of that. So you take care of the family member, their demands are also, maybe you need to meet their demand. Maybe your children and grown up, you have to give them what they're studying and all, they have to give them help and they settle their life, things like that. Anyway, so this, again, it start coming down. You cannot be the same efficient, same powerful and same thing here. It will come down certain things. And then I'm saying normal age, and then one point of time you have to take retire from your active professional life. Then you have to retired life, you may join something, do something, what your hobbies and all, you have to take care more of your health. So again, your contribution coming down and all those kind of things. Maybe some, and later on you have to, go into whatever your savings are, you have to run your life accordingly. So pension or something of that nature. So it will come down much level. So end of it will, so complete the life journey with some death will come. That is a truth, inevitable. It will come. That is going back to the zero again. You started the life. It's like a full cycle. This particular cycle is like called Ferris wheel. Okay. You started from one place, like life is like a Ferris wheel, means you see that go, that Nagardola or whatever they call it. So vertical one. So you sit down in your chair to enjoy the ride. So it will take you fast going up and up and up. So you may be saying, when I will reach to the top and all, those are the ambitions of lives, and that. So it's gone there, and then they actually reach to the peak. You see a lot of things, you enjoy that, you are at the top of the world. Yeah. Then slowly, but natural way, it started coming down. Then at one point, then you are not happy. You say, why I'm going, they are going up, I am going down, why? And you have a lot of grudges again, but you cannot do much, it will happen. It is also, also called Kal Chakra, like the wheel of time. Yeah? So it will take you there. It will have its own thing. Yeah? So then, all I mentioned, you come back slowly, it will down the thing, and ultimately you ended up with, you have to leave it. At one point of time, you have to leave it. Where you started, where they open the lock gate, you go and sit inside that seat or, cabin or whatever of that Ferris wheel. Same point, you have to get out from there. Yeah. So you cannot enjoy a ride unlimitedly. And that is the Ferris wheel example, analogy of life. So all of us has to go through the full circle. Whether we like it or not, we have to come out of it, as I mentioned. Entering there and coming out of there, enjoying the ride of life and come out. This particular aspect is, it is most powerful meaning. It is not a zero. Sifar, in the Arabic, they call it sifar. Sifar is a very powerful number, or in our any numerologies, zero doesn't have any value by itself. But if you add behind any other number, multiplies its value, right? multiplies with 10 times. Or if you add in the wrong place, like if you add 0 before something, it will add no value. So, but itself is a very powerful. 0, 0, if you add, you will get same 0. 0, 0 multiply, you will get same 0. Yeah. And similarly, what I'm saying is this has got, it has got a 0 has a different significance. It signifies that you have to come back to the same place where you started. It is not 0, but in the process, you earn the experience, what our soul has come here for. I mean, we incarnated to have the experience. End of our life, we have to go with the experience. So in this case, so first half, whatever you gathered, whatever you earned, whatever you reached to the peak, second half of it, you have to give it away. And if you do that giving away, if you do wholeheartedly, voluntarily, then your life becomes much, much simpler, much, much easier, and much, much enjoyable. So you will see if it's a natural tendency, whatever I have learned, maybe I learned many things, maybe some science I've learned a lot. Then second half of my life, I'm teaching somebody, some students to know, pass on that experience. Then whatever I learned, that will be used for the benefit of humanity, because my students, they will teach others and so on and so forth. The many people will come to know the knowledge I gathered. My hard-earned knowledge can now be utilized. Same with the money. If I can use that money for a better purpose, helping others and doing something for, maybe I'm running a company, so I'm just saying that all the company employees are benefited, or they are taken care of, their families are prospering, they are also in their life, they are also enriching themselves. So overall, will grow. If I consider it I'm losing money, then I will never experience that. This part of the things, so it comes about the something called joy of giving. It is not only get every time. Yeah. So you have to also give also something. There's something is get and forget and give and forget. So this kind of combination happens. So in life, all those phases will come, and we have to, to do that to make our life fulfilling. If I'm going to the top of the Ferris wheel and I don't want to get up, I will only pain myself. My suffering will increase because the Kal Chakra will bring us back anyway. So only it is wasting of time. Maybe we become unsettled or mentally unstable if you try to hold on that position. It will take away anyway. So this is the living part or giving away part. If we just this part, you listen carefully. If you do it voluntarily, willingly, happily, then we are in tune with the nature. And then we become a part of the nature. And that gives the final simplicity in our lives and fulfilling lives. More we resist this process, more unhappy we will be. More the painful the life will be. Because we are resisting the flow. It is like I'm trying to swim that against the flow of the river. So I'm giving a lot of effort, but my progress is nothing. Even to stay at the same place, I need to give a lot of struggle and effort. And actually, those are the situation most of us we are facing. Many people tell me that I'm not, growing or benefiting or these things. I feel stuck and giving too much effort, nothing happening. Just check your direction. Okay. If the direction is not aligned with the flow of life, you will not get. No matter what you think yourself you are, but ultimately you have to go with the flow of life, and that flow nobody else, your soul has decided for you, and because of the higher purpose of getting those experiences and in this lifetime. So if you follow the soul's plan, follow the life path, it will automatically, the opportunities or opportunity giving, sharing, etc. will come. You have to only free will, you have to choose yes and do it, act on it. Same thing here. All the whole process, enlightened are those who has full cycle completed without actually going through the pain of grinding and resisting. They gone, whatever the thing has they gone into the awareness. They surrendered everything. So in that mode, what happens is that the wheel automatically takes and brings us to that. You complete and you enjoy the ride, not the result. Don't think you come down to the same place when you started. No. Meanwhile, you enjoyed the ride. And that is the purpose. Not staying at the top is the purpose. It was never was. It is a misunderstanding, like a whale, we go and stay on the top, or more top. So there is nothing such thing. There's no such thing called topmost. Okay. It has to come down. And that is the process of life. And we have to follow the flow of life. And that's it. When you come out with a full happy experience of life, that second part, it needs a lot of wisdom. The giving normally is not what we are taught, not what we experienced earlier. But if you can retain the quality, if you go back to our childlike innocence, then your life's journey is complete. It is even the purpose of many things. What is the purpose of earning? Purpose of earning is to give. It is very, dramatic it sounds. What is the purpose of relationships? To give. What is the purpose of life? Is to give to the society, to back, giving back. Whatever you learn, whatever you earn, you have to give back. If not, one point of time, it will take it out from you anyway. Okay. Only your karma will go and rest of the things will remain here. So that is why normally I say that, whatever we try to do, maybe in the name of happiness, name of the pleasure, whatever we do, the pleasure is temporary, karma is permanent. If in the process we harmed anyone or anything, that will bind karma. We have to come and repay for that. So, but if we go with the flow, as per soul's plan, if for everything we are doing, without myself conspiring against somebody or harming anyone or anything, then I will complete the journey without adding any more karma. So whatever my experiences complete, I hase khushi, gladly I complete my journey, give away whatever it is. I'm fine and free. I got liberated. Okay, so that is the key. That is a suffer of suffer. Like it is going back to the zero. If I'm willing back to do it, go back to the same childlike innocence, what I was mentioning little earlier. Our purpose of life is going back to the childlike innocence. Some people, I've seen some joke people give, whatever earlier we did at the childhood, we cannot walk, and then we wish to do, we urinate on the bed in the childhood, and the old age, the same thing happens physically as well. Yeah, so those are the nature of life, and yes, that is the truth. Okay, same thing happens for everything. Better to cooperate and see the process. There is a divine purpose in everything, and then we go with that flow. Then our life ended harmoniously. Yeah. That is our Ferris wheel law of simplicity, role of simplicity in life. So that is what I was just explaining, that if your mind only is complicate the matter. Why some people think that I will stay at the peak of my career, peak of my physical strength, peak of my, whatever wealth, peak of my attainment and power and all those things. Many people, you see some of the countries, they don't want to, the dictators, they don't want to get out from the power. Somehow they reach there, try to hold it. But that itself becomes that painfully, when they have to come down, it is a bloody massacre, that force that takes them down. And this kind of scenario is not good. Okay. If you voluntarily hand over, it is much easier and honorable. Yeah? So that need to be learned, and I think we don't have time left into this first half of this, so I will just stop here. We'll continue our discussion, and we'll go out, and I will send you another link so that all of you can join us. Meanwhile, let me save the attendees. All right, I've saved the list of attendees for the record only. So we just delink now. You come back in a few minutes. I'll post a new link in the group. Please click that and join that the second half of the session. See you in the other half. All right, so I think most of us already joined back, or maybe a few more, we'll get them in. So let us continue our discussion. So we are now in a point where we are discussing about the role of simplicity in life. So the role of simplicity in life, we'll understand different perspective, and spiritual part I will come a little later. That is the next point. But the first, in general, that by design, the life is simple. It like there is a cause and effect. Everything we create, we got the repercussions, and also there is a plan. We have to just follow the plan. It will take us wherever it is already planned. So there is no big deal there. What happens is that our own ego, ego mind, it doesn't want simple thing in a simple way. In other words, it wants some drama in life. In the name of ambition, in the name of showing the power, in the name of achieving something fast, greater than himself or herself. So it always cooked some story in our mind, and it make us believe the story. This particular story we call some monologues, what we tell to ourselves. So ego always projects us, we are the best, we are the top, we are the powerful, we are all good things. Good means all top things. No, everything number one. So means bigger, higher, better, and all things should be higher than somebody. This is exactly the projection of our ego mind. Means what it learns is the competition and winning the competition by hook or crook. Yeah. So they've gone on many way, unimaginable way to achieve whatever he wants. Yeah. As I said, by hook or crook. If that doesn't mean to demean somebody, showing somebody down to make myself great, all they do. Yeah, that is characteristic of that. And in the process, we complicate our life so much, then layer by layer by layer, originality, the truth gets died down. The original truth is simple, and that is beautiful, and that is the truthful. That is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. That also it is say like that. So it is simple. Like, what is the best water? When it is pure, simple, just water. You drink it, you will be healthy. Air, pure air, you just breathe, you will be healthy. So what is the natural? What is the pure? That is also simple. That is available in simplest form. As a human being, we are born simple. That's called like childlike innocence. But later on, we come into fold of our own ego and try to manipulate things, try to go for something, and we complicate the matter. And we complicate the matter so much, then we lost ourselves into the bargain. People say that we put on a lot of masks because we don't know how many lies we have told to the people, how many things, and we have to think about it and then try to say, okay, I told that, so I have to do it. There's a lot of things. So it is like, say, we are putting on mask to different people, and some stage comes when we got lost in our masks. We ourselves don't know who we are originally. When that happens, that is called self-conning. Like, you con yourself, nobody else. It doesn't matter. Okay, maybe cheated somebody, that fellow, do char gali diya chala gaya. But you are still there. You are experiencing your life. Yeah? So many things that happens, and then if you become too much manipulative, you yourself become paranoid at certain stage of life. Yeah? Because you don't really remember to whom you told when, what. And you tell yourself the lies, try to convince yourself you did the right thing and all those kind of things, or you have a right to do it. Even though you are not wrong, but you have a right to do it, or you are more smarter than others. So you do all these symptoms, it will develop within you and make your life very, very complicated. And you have to face consequences of that. It is not that in the middle of something you can run away from it, because you are already dragged into all those things. But you are basically that time lost within your masks. When the COVID came, So that is actually the Mother Earth is giving us a lesson that we are so much habituated in getting those kind of social masks. You have to be, now it manifested that physically. So to keep wearing the mask all the time, hiding our faces, yes, or we not to get ourselves contaminated. This manifestation came to the humanity based on that psychological masks we were wearing all the time before. Yeah, it did some major shift within us with those events. That's fine. Many people got into spirituality after that. There is a big surge. How it played out, not important, but it's good that it shifted to the right direction or the natural direction, rather than living in a fool's paradise. Yeah. So from fool's paradise, that upscale things to down to earth. Down to earth make us more natural, and that is our normal flowing energy status. If we come to that, if we can get rid of our ego, then our life automatically comes down to the normal, and then simplicity will play the role there, because it gets complicated because of our ego. So in one line, you have to summarize whatever I'm saying. Our ego makes our life complicated. When you learn to drop your ego, your life gets simple, natural, fully aligned with your soul's plan or divine plan or life plan. Simple as that. Only thing what you learn to first identify, these are the mind constructs. These are your ego who comes and playing all the tricks with you. Ego is not in your best interest. Your best interest is to retain what you are born with, like a childlike innocence. In the name of that, you are vulnerable and you are this and that, or things, you make things complicated. And that the consequence of your life, you face it. All of us, we know what I'm talking. Yeah? Most of the things happening right now in our lives are the creation of our own action and behaviors in the past. We did it unknowingly, or maybe ignorantly, or sometimes arrogantly. Okay. Now we have to face the consequences. It is all overall that it is all energy balance. So if something we did, and now we have to face the consequences. If it's not in this life, like it will bind karma, it will go to then another life. Anyway. So simplicity automatically comes. You need not to learn simplicity. You are born simple. Only the unnecessarily things, stuff you have to get rid of. Then simplicity will emerge. It is like a mirror. Layers after layers of the dust has fallen on top of the mirror, and you don't see your image anymore. It's all distorted or blurred or full of dirt. That is the kind of image you see. That is the life become. So what you need to do, don't reject the mirror. Mirror is not at fault here. We didn't maintain it properly. So clean the mirror. Remove all the dust. Mirror will shine its own way. Original simplicity, and you will see the truth as it is, the way you are. You can see it clearly. Same here. All the clutter in life, you need to get rid of. Simplicity will emerge. You need not to learn simplicity, or you don't need any spiritual master's blessing to be simple. Okay. You are born with it. Our Guruji tells a very important truth. So he used to say that we are all born enlightened. Only in the process, whatever we are learning and all those kind of things, we are not enlightened. This misunderstanding has to go. The spiritual masters coming and teaching you how to drop what is nonsense, what is not the knowledge. They are giving the light of awareness so that you know yourself, who you are. You are pure, you are clean and simple. Same thing, Sattam Sivam Sundaram. What is the truth? That is simple, and that is the ultimate who you are. Yeah. So simplicity, role of simplicity in life, it is going back to normal, going back to original, going back to how we are born with. Become childlike, like approach life like adventure of anything. Yeah. Like going to a new place. You see when small children, they visit some place, their inquisitiveness and enjoying everything. Oh, see, Papa, that bird is flying. You see that another thing, that cat is running or whatever. Everything is amazement. Every natural thing is amazement, and that is our natural state. Over the period of time, you lose that innocence, and our mind become complicated, and our thoughts, words, and action, which is directly coming under our ego mind, that being distorted, and then we face the consequences of that life. It is our own creation, so we need to declutter, go back to that simplicity in the life. So, how we enjoy nature, how we enjoy breathe fresh air, stop polluting. Okay, as simple as that. Fresh air is fresh water, same thing. Stop contaminating the water. You will get a fresh water. It is healthy, it is fine. So don't go into too much about waterborne diseases and all. Just purify it. That's it. Don't contaminate further. You will find whatever coming through the nature is fine. The sunlight is free, the air is free, the water which is coming down from the mountains, and all those are all free. Yeah. So if you go only thing, if you stop polluting them, stop contaminating them, then original simplicity and freshness will come. It will nurture the whole humanity. No issues at all. And so outside, so as inside. Inside also, you have to clean yourself. Mental cleansing. Stop unnecessary thoughts. No thought zone. That is a mental cleansing. Then no emotional should trigger. We have to be in the Sakshi Bhav so that emotions doesn't trigger. So you come to equanimity. All spiritual masters, they are internally also cleaned. Means it's called Antakaran Suddhi. Not only outside, internally also you get clean. You come to that simple form, simplicity. Come back to the original, the basics, how you were born, which is natural. Come back to that. And that's it. You need not to import anything. It get dropped of unnecessary thing that I was explaining a little earlier. So only thing we're learning to find out which are not necessary, which are the contaminating factors, and get away with it. Drop them off so that you will become pure. All right, so last point is about the simplicity as expression of spiritual attainment. Okay, now how to hold that simplicity? Okay, you have to get rid of it, but that is not enough. It will contaminate. Our ego is sitting behind, it's called like a wounded tiger. It becomes more dangerous. It try to pull you down. If you give moment to give a chance, you have to pull down. That's why you have to live your life with a constant vigilance of what? Not externally, your own ego. It can come back by the back door and drag you down. Or it will force you to go into further karma, so you have to take more births and settle them later on. So we learn all the spiritual techniques to be aware of ourselves. What is going on in your mind? What is the emotional playing? What are the thoughts are playing? You witness Sakshi Bhav. Once you have Sakshi Bhav, that means the gap is there between those thoughts and emotions and you, the witnesser. And then if that is there, then you have a full control over it. You doesn't allow that to go directly and giving any kind of knee-jerk reaction. You analyze each and everything, it will automatically develop, it will happen. So when you spiritual journey, if you take up, again free will, you have to choose to walk the path. Nobody will force you. to do this, do that, or practice this, or follow this, and or follow the advice of the master. Nobody will push you that. It's all free will. But if you choose to walk, if you go further, then your experience will change. You see that your life, the quality of life will change. And that quality of life actually is going back, the second half of the Ferris wheel, going back to zero. The simplicity, where you all started. And that is the achievement of life. That is the purpose of life you attained. Because it will, Kal Chakra will take you there anyway. If you go, if you're aware of it and you release voluntarily, then you attain some simplistic state. And that is a holistic state. Then you realize, you understand nothing belongs to you. You're wasting your time, effort, energy, everything in holding the physical positions. It is not what you meant to be in the life. Life means to be experienced, voluntarily hand over and go. Just journey complete. Not to go to some place and sit there and live there for 5 years. No, that is not for you went. That is not meant to be. There is a story of Sadhu Vaswani in Pune. Has got ashram. J.P. Vaswani ji, his disciple, I met him in 2012 in Hyderabad World Parliament of Spirituality. And it is written in my spiritual journey about one of the great masters, J.P. Vaswani ji. J.P. Vaswani ji's guru, Sadhu Vaswani ji. There, in his ashram, one French journalist came. He wanted to meet Sadhu Vaswani ji. Both of them, they no longer in the physical body. They left the body a long time back. But J.P. Vaswani ji, few years back, but Sadhu Vaswani ji, long time back. Anyway, the French journalist came. They know about this. Came and met him. So he got surprised. His room is completely empty. A small chatai, at asan, whatever. He is sitting down on this asan and maybe one glass there. That's it, water. No, nothing, no position, no furniture. So in his room, when that journalist went, they sit down in a mat in front of him. So the journalist came and surprised and asking Sadhu Vaswani ji, where are your furnitures? You're expecting actually some cot, one almirah or something would be there. No? They just simple on asana and he's just sitting. So Sadhu Vaswani asked him back, where are your furnitures? He's telling that I came from France, so all my furnitures are back home. I am a tourist, I'm a traveler. I just came for visiting you here. So I'm a traveler, so I don't carry my furniture with me. Sadhu Vaswani answered to him, same with me. I'm also a visitor on the planet Earth. I don't carry my furnitures. Okay, I just live here and I'm also for a few days, I'm here in this planet, I'll go back. That means, see, this thing, it coming from very high level of spiritual attainment, the understanding of the truth. You are just a traveler for a shorter duration on this planet Earth. You need not to accumulate things, calling it to be your own. You are creating more burden, more pain of losing them, and things like that will happen at the time of death. If not earlier, because some other things. But this understanding is higher level of spiritual understanding. कुछ लेके नहीं आए हैं, कुछ लेके नहीं जाएंगे. So if you internally you can do that, detach from it, you need not to get rid of all the furnitures of your home. That is not what is meant here. But whatever your physical possessions, if you get detached from it, वो रहे ना रहे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. If it's good, you enjoy. If it's not, that's also fine. If you come to that state of mind, that is equanimity. That when if you come that state of mind, you yourself become simpler. whatever you so-called yours, the spiritual, who has a higher level of spiritual attainment, the masters and all, they surrender everything which is called mine to the divine, and they themselves get liberated. So there is no attachment to any of these things. And they live every moment, present moment, now moment. They don't think about something happened in the past, not worry about the future. Both of them, they are not. They don't allow any mind play. They just fully rooted into the present moment, because that is the only truth. Only truth, only way to connect with our higher self and lead our life accordingly. So when you connect it with your higher self, rest of the things become useless. You're completely under guidance of your soul, and you are experiencing life as and when it comes in Sakshi Bhav, without any attachment. And that's it. You complete your journey, you're fully enriched, and you fully liberated. And that creates, when you surrender everything to the divine, to the Lord, to whom you follow, that's also up to you, free will. As for example, I surrendered my life to Mahavatar Babaji. So what I feel, that everything what is happening in this life is Babaji is experiencing through me. There's nothing called mine. So-called Rajdeep has died long time back. Okay, that Rajdeep is no longer there. Only the memory of that Rajdeep is there. Nothing else. Okay. Okay, little bit deviation. Our physical body, what we call ours, no? Every 7 years, everything, each and every cell of our body changed. It's something maybe earlier, some of them after a few months, some of them 1 year, and 2 years. Most of them within 2 years, everything is changed. Cells, body cells, bone and something, I think up to 7 years. Everything, each and every cell. That means, scientifically speaking, 7 years back, my body and this body is completely different. Technically, like scientifically, biologically, if I have a different body. So which is called my life, my childhood, my life, 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back? Only memory. Only the software changes. If we stop the software, that will also go. Okay, if the memory has been erased by any means, that will also go. Physical body is already changed. Every cell of the body has been changed. Okay, only I'm carrying the same name, official names, same, passport, something like that. Anyway, so the point is that if we understand the truth, nothing I claim to be mine, that I got liberated. This is called being dead, you become immortal. Like it is said that if you knowingly, consciously, if you can detach from everything, whatever at the time of actual death will take it away from you. What are the things at the time of death will be taken away from you? Your property, your bank balance, your position, your educational certificates or whatever, and your relations, your property, and in fact, your physical body, your name, everything will go in the fraction of a second without notice. Okay. See, all those things which will go at the time of your actual death of the physical, this body. If you willingly detach from all of them, you get enlightened. Just you detach from it. You need not to actually give it to somebody. You guys detached. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है तो नहीं है कोई बात नहीं, it's okay, that kind of thing. This is called the death. Like at the time of death, whatever you will get it, we will take it away from you voluntarily, consciously. If you surrender all those things, that is a one form of death, right? At the time of death, whatever is supposed to happen, this is happening right now, willingly, kushi. Then you got liberated. So that is what is called, by death, experiencing death, you become immortal. Why? Because you then connect to your higher self. You operate from your higher self. You are operating from your soul consciousness, which will never die. And you lead your life under the full guidance and that. And this joy come through the connection, the satisfaction, whatever you wanted to achieve, whatever you want, all this comes, everything is this infinite source. No need to achieve anything. You just connect. It is all yours. So that kind of joy you lead this life. And as it is surrendered to the divine, to the creator, the universal consciousness. Intentionally, I don't use the word God. Okay. Because God means your version of God. God means different to different people. So let us not go into God business. The creator, the divine. So you just get amazed every moment. The purity, the highest level of intellect is playing out in your lives. Everything, a bird's chirping, a sunrise, a nice breeze, sweet, some melody, some coming from somewhere, and that whole thing. So much beauty in it. You get amazed by it, how it has been possible even to create. And you are experiencing it. It's all for you. All the nature is giving for you. You are just enjoying in the top of the sense of the joy. That is the life. So the so-called surrender automatically comes. The small contaminated things, which people say it is, I have become happy with this and all, get dropped off. They are not even a 0.001% of what you are experiencing. No amount of so-called physical thing, happiness, no amount of drug or alcohol or any kind of relationship can get you that, what you getting from the divine sources. And that brings, by in that sense, losing everything, surrendering everything, you become simple and humble to the divine. So much with the vast universe, you are basically a small particle, even an invisible particle. You see our galaxy, same thing like that. It is nothing. Some part of the galaxy you cannot even travel. If you travel with the speed of light, even whole of your lifetime, that kind of vast it is, physically saying, physical universe. It is only possible to reach there by all the power you have inside you. And that is the divine quality, which is simple. And when you attain that kind of state, you get automatically humbled to that universe of vast power, of the vast loving power, pure love, and the light of awareness that takes you there. Then you become enjoying, overflowing with the love and light. That humility automatically comes. Like here you are not, किसी से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. You just came here just to experience yourself. You experience your physical body, you are enjoying it. That's it. Matter ends. You go back after the trip is over. And same thing what Sadhu Vaswani ji said. So this is life. So actual final attainment, the purpose of life is served when you experience that zero, coming back to the original. Then all your life purpose is served, all experience gained, and you merge with your universal consciousness. And that completes the journey. So that becomes going back to the simple, going back to the original, and going back to the source. So with this, I'll complete this learning session. Now, if you have any question, you are welcome to ask me. Okay, Hariom, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam.
Guruji, law of giving and detachment.
Yeah.
You've heard of a famous case of Mr. Raymond, where he gave all his property to his son. He got detached from the materialistic aspects, and he gave all his property to his son, and later on he was thrown out of the house.
Yeah, you are talking the Vijay Bhatt Singhania, that Bombay dying. Yeah. Okay.
So what I'm asking is, Guruji, on one side we say he got detached from the materialistic aspects, and he followed the process of giving also, but he resulted into suffering. Now, how do we correlate this aspect as compared to the teachings?
Good question. Okay, for the time being, forget about the wealth it created. He got hugely attached and blind by to his son. He was loving his son so much, he got blinded, and he has handed over more than his son can absorb. Okay. So his giving was not meant for him to give the materialistic matter. He was supposed to learn I'm now talking soul's plan point of view. He was supposed to learn to drop the attachment, even to his son. He was blindly giving this nonsense son. Okay. So he doesn't have any gratitude, anything, any sense of responsibility of his parents and things like that. Even the wealth is not earned by him, it's earned by his father. That he just throw them out. So that is, everywhere there is this kind of characters are there. So we need to protect ourselves. That is the first lesson we give our, the WeAreOne group that
protect
principles. Protect yourself physically, your wealth, your health, and all those kind of things. So don't giving something, and in this case, it is not unconditional. He gave it to his son, but not 100% giving is not correct.
Okay.
His life has shown that it is not that. He need to give the attachment. Like I have given similar example to Kumar Mangalam Birla. Okay, his father, even if he can afford, make him to go and catch the bus and catch the train to go to his school or colleges. Why? He has given the sanskar to his son, not the wealth. And in this Vijay Bhatt Singhania, the opposite happened. They didn't give him or managed to give him the sanskar. He gave him the wealth, and they are shown his true color. He faced the consequences of that. Forget about the son business. But from his point of view, he did a mistake. He could have given the proper training, or if his his thinking is not correct, and he has to give proper, upbringing of that sense of responsibility, sense of respect, sense of giving back, all these things needed to be installed, rather than giving uska naam mein sab property likh do. Okay. Nalayak beta iske liye, that is why I'm just giving another example. When I was in ONGC, that is between 89 to 96, we have a colleague. Okay, I'm not mentioning his name. I'm saying, okay, say Tarun. His name is Tarun. Real name is Tarun. I'm not giving the surname. Yeah. Tarun, what he used to do, morning he used to go join the office. It was in Mumbai. So he used to sign off, show his face in the office, then go directly to Dalal Street, share market thing. Every day, and before coming back, the bus was the office bus to bring us back to the ONGC colony back. So he used to, before afternoon, he come back and on the bus and came back, and they'll meet in the evening. And then I was asking, why you, pagole ki tarah kyun share market ke piche pada hai? What is this? So mera beta hai na, he has got only one son. Uska naam hai Sonu. So मैं सोनू के लिए करता हूँ. So okay, so सोनू के लिए क्या करना है? So बोलता कि my aim in life is कि when I will end my career, I keep 1 crore rupees in the bank for Sonu. तो वो 1 crore तो मेरा ये जॉब से तो नहीं आने वाला. So I do that share market whole day. Even become a share market, what is called, broker. He wanted to become a share market broker too, so he can earn money and all this kind of in the market. Anyway, and he's spending whole day into that. So all those things. That is at that time I was not in the spirituality and all, just the normal, my view of whatever experience I had that time. So that time I told him, look, agar you educate your child, give all the background he needs to stand up on his feet and give proper education, sanskar de usko. You just give him, so make him a good human being and who can earn and lead his life properly and honestly, honorably, not to keep so much money for the child. तो बोले तू ये क्या बात कर रहा है कि अगर ये मेरा बाप के मेरा ड्यूटी है ये करके जाना उसके लिए. हमें देख ऐसा है कि इफ अगर तेरा जो बेटा जो है ना वो अच्छा निकला, if is fine, competent, that 1 crore of money he will earn by himself. You need not to accumulate. I'm talking about that 90. So that time 1 crore is a huge amount. और अगर तेरा बेटा नालायक निकला तो ये जो 1 crore है ना, ये फूकने में 3 महीने भी नहीं लगेगा. Your 30 years of job and saving or your extra effort running behind the share market, etc., we will be just go like this. They will make some bad investment, lavishly spend on something, and all this, the money, phukne mein kya time lagega? So in that sense, for the security of your hard-earned money, you give better to that, the knowledge and understanding of that to be a good human being and responsible human being so that he can earn by himself. So there is a saying, try to help somebody, don't give a fish. Just teach them how to fish from the pond or river. So they will survive by themselves. Yeah, same here. Okay.
Right, Guruji. Thank you. Right understanding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God bless you. Okay. Any other question? Okay, Indranila, go ahead.
Okay, good evening. My question, I don't know if it is related. There is a saying called work is worship.
Yeah.
Right? Now, worship can come in different forms. Now, when you're working, you're totally focusing on the present also, right? You're concentrating. So, in terms of giving it a weightage, would you value, what is your opinion of work as a way of worship as compared to other forms of worship?
Okay. No, it's a good question. First of all, just let me make it very clear. This worshipping is not for the work, it is for me. Okay. That means no matter what you work, somebody may be a clerk or maybe a sweeper or something, right. Doesn't matter. Why we say the work is worship? Because through this, if I am committed to my work, if I am passionate to my work, from that my own attainment will come. It is a means of experiencing my life. I cannot use it as the means of showing my power and my knowledge and my these things. That is the approach the many take, and they get rebuffed. Yeah, they think it is a means of getting the rewards from life, and later on they realize they're not rewarding, they're punishing rather. Okay.
Correct.
So to come out of that phase of that, your understanding will, I have to do my duty, I have to do my work from my side, and that's it. And to be fulfilled, then ma phaleshu kadachana. Okay. Why ma phaleshu kadachana? Because expectation of the result will drag you down.
Yeah.
So that is why the wise people, they say the worship of your work means whatever you work, content doesn't matter. But this is your means of approaching your life to satisfy your life. This is one way of thinking. Okay. Now I am giving it as a little bit spiritual understanding of the work. Work in our life, Basically, I'm saying forget about the money part of it. We need
Right.
earning. We have to pay bills. We have to. There is no such shying away from it. I need money to pay for the bills and take care of my family and earn rent and whatever. I'm now just keep it aside. Now I'm going some inner self. What is the approach? Is all of us. Okay, we are created by the Creator.
Correct.
We are the part of the Creator.
Yeah.
Okay. So the creative ability is a built-in in us. Okay. Before that, let me also once again reaffirm what is the job of the source, job of the universal consciousness and the Creator. Only job is to create. You see, their job is only to all the power, all the things, and the willpower and everything they have infinite, full of joy, full of these things. They have everything infinite. So what is their job? I mean, not they, the Creator. What is Creator's job? Only job is to create. It keep on creating. It creates infinite number of lives, infinite number of, like planets, infinite number of, what is called, societies and the galaxies and this, that, but some we call them ET and all other life forms and different places and all are coming from the Creator. So originally we are the part of the Creator. We came with some ansh, we came with that part of the Creator within us. So that is built in. So when we do the creative, expressing ourselves creatively, then we satisfying that primordial urge built in within us.
Right.
So what is us to do with our job? Okay, the job gives us opportunity to express ourselves creatively. I'm saying it's simple. There is a problem going on in my job. Say maybe say I'm an engineer, so let me give some example. It is true for every other profession. There is some engineering challenge. Okay, something has not been fit into another thing. So I got some solution, engineering solution to fit into it. That solution is creative solution.
Correct.
We thought about it, understood the problem, then the solution is coming with some kind of, so that encourage my creativity. Through my creativity, I connect to the source. Because I'm expressing something which is originally the quality of the source. In this process, this is by work, by expressing creatively, I'm connecting to the source.
Right.
That is why it is worship. It is a form of ritual which connects you to the divine. That's why your all works are worship.
Correct. Okay.
Okay. So that is the spiritual understanding of why the work is worship.
Okay. Thank you. Now, second part, again connected to the work, is okay. Now you have mentioned in your lifetime you are at times doing 4 hours of meditation, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. Now, often it happens with a lot of people that their workload may be so high that they cannot, devote that kind of time.
Yeah.
So is it to meditation, I'm saying? So is it then okay to give priority to the work?
No. Work should be always given a priority. What it needs, not overwork, not slogging. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying that no matter what the time you can afford, give that time to your spiritual growth.
Okay.
Whatever time. Yeah. Here also there is a story of Narayan and Narad Muni. Yeah. So I think many people they know the story, but I'm just giving briefly once again. So he was telling Narayan, who is your biggest disciple? Because Narad, he used to chant Narayan all the time.
Right.
With Trilak, with visiting all the lokas, with what is his Bahandeki, what is this called? Anyway, and he's Narayan. So he thinks he is the biggest, disciple of Narayan. Okay. Then he says, to his surprise, he named somebody, one person on earth, one farmer.
Mm.
So then he got surprised, but he wanted to see how he's doing Narayan 24/7. Okay. All the time he's praying and, praising the Lord, his Lord,
Yeah.
and all these things. So he went there. So, and then he was sitting outside the house of that farmer. So very early morning, at 4 o'clock before sunrise, he gets up and get fresh and go with his, langal, but whatever he called the plow. Going out, say, okay, Narayan, and Pranam, and gone. Whole day he was, hard work at the field and all. In the evening, Pranam to the setting sun. So Narayan, and all this, and then do all this, helping that the family to get whatever the arrangements, or maybe teaching his children and all those kind of things. Then go to bed, by late evening. Again, early morning, he wakes up and go same thing. Watched for many days. He never found this guy, who's farmer, is meditating or doing any puja. Even no weekly thing also. Like at least once in a week, he will do some puja and kirtan and aradhana and all. Nothing.
Right.
We went back to Narayan. I followed that guy for quite a few days, and he just do Narayan in the morning and Narayan in the evening. That's it. How he become your, sabse bada bhakt.
Right.
He was telling that out of his schedule, he was working, a full thing, wholeheartedly, So he was doing puja in that sense. Okay. He uttered 2 names in the one. That is not all. He's doing wholeheartedly that he is taking care of others, family members, his own physical body, etc. This is all Narayan. Okay. Okay. So he is taking care, is giving the service to that Narayan. That is what the puja is on. That's why he is the biggest. There is not even an iota of deficiency in that. No contamination.
Right.
It's like Swami Vivekananda is saying, Jive prem kore jai jan sevi seishwar. Worship the other the people, they are actually worshipping God. Same thing. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether actually physically you sit down for meditating for 2 hours, and that is a different thing. I felt I needed that because I need to break from this kind of understanding, and it was a challenge to myself that whether I can take them, time out from my schedule. I could.
Right.
Nothing in my lifestyle has changed except watching TV. Only that was dropped. But otherwise, 2 hours in the morning, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, or normally I used to get up at 7. Now I'm getting at 5.
Correct.
And between evening time, between that 6 o'clock onwards, I used to watch TV. I stopped that. 7 to 9, I closed my door and got my practices. My lifestyle didn't change. Whatever I also do, everything. Office, nothing, no hampered. Even the family time. Weekend is, of course, was to take them out, or even in the one after coming back from office, 1 or 2 hours was there to, if there is something, I can attend that also. Okay.
Right. Interesting. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
God bless. All right. So I think if there is no other question, then already this all time has gone. So we'll do one thing. So Kriya, I don't think it is